Aleutian Islands are situated in the North Pacific Ocean, forming a chain which extends about 1,200 miles west-southwest from Alaska Peninsula towards Siberia to form the southern boundary of the Bering Sea. The Aleutians comprise 4 groups, the Fox, Andreanof, Rat, and Near Islands, and constitute part of the territory of Alaska, USA. Of volcanic origin, there are numerous combs on the chain, many of them still active. The coasts are rocky and surf-worn, rising immediately from the water in steep, bold mountains. Everything the weatherman has to offer may be had in a single day. Downpours, hurricane winds, hail, snow, fog, sleet, and sunshine.
Air War in Alaska, 1942-1945. I believe that, in the future, whoever holds Alaska will hold the world. I think it is the most important strategic place in the world. General Billy Mitchell, 1935. In a move calculated to secure the northern approaches to Japan and provide bases from which attacks could be launched on the west coast of the United States, Japanese forces invaded Alaska's Aleutian Island chain on June 3, 1942. Quickly seizing control of the islands of Attu and Kiska, the Japanese ignited a prolonged battle on the fringes of the Bering Sea, one of the harshest environments faced by combatants during the Second World War. Less than a week after the attack, elements of the 21st Bombardment Squadron gathered at March Field in preparation for a move north into the Alaskan wilderness. By early June, the first of the squadron's B-24 heavy bombers were flying against the Japanese from Umnak Island on the eastern edge of the Aleutian chain. From bases on the remote islands of Adak and, by early 1943, after it was recovered from the Japanese, Amchitka, the 21st, along with other units of the 11th Air Force, fought a pitched campaign, struggling simultaneously against the Japanese and the weather. In mid-July 1943, B-24s from the 21st, 36th, and the 404th Bombardment Squadron stationed in the Aleutians presaged the devastating B-29 heavy bomber campaign against Japan. Attacking Shimushu and Paramushiro in the Kuriles, they became the first 4-engine bombers to hit targets in the Japanese home islands. Intent on driving out the last of the Japanese troops in the Aleutians, a massive joint U.S.-Canadian invasion force landed on Kiska on August 15, 1943, only to find the Japanese had abandoned the island 2 weeks before. The Aleutian campaign was officially over, and the 21st returned to the continental United States. The war in Alaska continued, however, as Alaskan airfields became a conduit for U.S. Lend-Lease aircraft en route to our Soviet allies. Nearly 8,000 primarily P-39 and P-63 fighters, A-20 attack bombers, and B-25 medium bombers were turned over to Soviet pilots at Ladd Field, Fairbanks, Alaska. The Soviets flew them across the Bering Strait into Siberia and on to the European Eastern Front.
But Adak's tomorrow begins today. 100 men, 9 bombers, 12 fighters, are setting out to attack and immobilize 10,000 men behind naval and military defenses. This is the significance of aerial supremacy. But behind this supremacy lies the enormous system which makes it possible for the ships to take off. ASF, Naval Convoy, Army Air Transport, the Corps of Engineers, Army and Navy Intelligence, Signal Corps, Ordnance, and Ground Forces. These have done their part for today. The stage is set. Rehearsals are over. The actors are ready. The curtain is going up. But this is no make-believe drama. They will be playing for keeps. From Adak to Kiska, one of the most hotly defended of enemy-held areas. Kiska is also one of the most strongly fortified. An estimated force of 10,000 goes underground at the sound of our approaching engines. We cannot, by air attack, hope to annihilate. We can only harass the force on Kiska, cripple the island's defenses, keep the enemy from adding to its resources, while we build our own fighting strength to the day and the hour when we shall undertake a landing operation. During the first part of the journey, the waist guns are swung into position, turret mechanisms tested, and trial rounds fired. Time moves slowly going out to the target. Crew members have even been known to play stud poker. The route is quite familiar by now. Many pilots and crews have made the flight 25, 30 times. Along about the time Anchitka is sighted, they begin to look out for enemy planes. The men whose regular job it is say no matter how often a fellow's gone over, he always feels funny up there over Kiska. At a signal from the squadron leader, the pilots will open throttle, and the planes will go into the bombing run. For a minute and a half to 2 minutes, they will proceed at level flight in an absolutely straight line toward the target, thereby enabling the bombardier to make his computations: wind velocity, speed, temperature, altitude, drift. There can be no deviation whatever in the flights if the bombs are to find the target.
10 miles and 3 minutes from the objective.
Before Kiska Volcano, the mission deploys, each flight going to its designated altitude in preparation for the run. The enemy will endeavor to throw the flights off their runs, and to this he will bring all his firepower to bear. The earth below will blaze with hatred. Our ships will heave and rock in the ack-ack. Machine gun bullets may make a filigree of their wings. High explosives may open up holes big enough for a man to crawl through. Kiska. Outer defense of Kiska Harbor.
Bomb bay doors open. Bomb bay doors open. 6 degrees right on course.
The object is to hit the target, not to avoid anti-aircraft. Remember this, you're just as liable to run into it as away from it. The best way is to forget what's happening outside and make the run by instruments. That way, if it comes, well, you just look over your shoulder and see a man with a long beard, and you say, "Good morning, Father Abraham."
I want every man to stick by his gun until I say he can leave. Use every round of ammunition on this ship. Fire straight at the gun flashes until they stop. If we're hit and have to bail out, there'll be plenty of Navy around to pick us up. Okay, shall we give it to them? Here goes. Bombs away. Okay.
9 bombers came out, and 9 are going home.